Today's social media segment is brought to you by South Louisiana Bank. It's better when we bank together. Waits and Downer, attorneys at law. Terrebonne Ford, built Ford tough.
Hey everybody, welcome back into Bayou Time. Harry McCullough here. Monday night, there was a fire that happened and responded to by the Houma Fire Department. Corey Henry is the chief, and he's here to talk a little more about it. It was a local fire, and you guys handled it pretty easily, I guess.
Yeah, it was a one-alarm fire. We were dispatched to the corner of Sunset Avenue and Daspit for a house on fire. Our district chief arrived on scene within 3 minutes and reported smoke coming from the roof. We also were getting reports of 2 people still inside the residence. So he sent search crews in. Fortunately, there was no one in the home. They were accounted for at a later time. It took crews about 5 minutes to get the fire under control, and then probably about another 20 minutes after that to extinguish it.
When we talk on hot heat and weather and like this, is there more fires this time of year, or is that when you have space heaters, you have more fires in the winter?
There's usually more fires in the winter. The things that we worry about in the summertime is just the heat that we're having to deal with. That the firefighters now they're wearing their gear, which is an extra 30 to 40 pounds, and they're cooking inside.
Right. So
that their work time is cut a lot shorter.
Corey, how much does that weigh? I know you're looking at guys. It looks like you guys are, puffed up and like the old Michelin Man or something. Obviously, that's protecting the firefighter from the heat of a fire. But that has to be pretty heavy gear that you guys carry.
Yes, it's about 30 to 40 pounds extra that they're carrying with them.
And that's why you guys train and have those little competitions and
yeah, there is. Yeah.
Y'all ever do that where you do the ladders and y'all ever compete in those events?
We don't anymore. We used to. But not lately.
How about the Houma Fire Department? How many men are we talking about in y'all unit?
So daily we have 13 firefighters on shift. This particular fire, we had about 15 firefighters within 10 minutes on scene.
Mm-hmm. And their shifts are like a couple of days?
So they work 24 hours on and then 48 hours off.
I got you. And how many guys you said?
So we have 13 guys on a day. So we have 3 shifts.
I got you. So 39 guys.
Mm-hmm.
I got you. I was wondering what that is. Let's talk about the challenges of this time of year, though. And you're talking about the heat. How hot does it get for a guy that when you talk about that fire, when you're trying to work with that much equipment on? How hot does it get inside those?
So we can typically experience right around 250 to 300 degrees. Working in these fires, and then their internal temperatures within the gear can get around the hundreds.
Wow.
So you're looking at sometimes we can have maybe a 10-minute work detail, and then we have to come out.
And so when you have a one alarm fire, that's just one truck handles that?
So one alarm means it's a standard response. You have 2 engines, a ladder, and a chief. Mm-hmm. And then as we upgrade alarms, we bring in more personnel and more apparatus.
And how can it go to 6 alarm? I mean, I remember,
Yeah, it could. We typically see 2 alarms is common for us, and usually 3 is the max for what we see.
And when you start asking for other help, that's the other crews that are around the area?
That's bringing in other departments. We can handle a 2 alarm fire ourselves. And then 3 and above, we start calling for outside agencies.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting. So how about when you're talking about firefighting in this time of year, smoke alarms? I know sprinklers. Not everybody has sprinklers in their house. Obviously, businesses might have sprinklers. But smoke alarms are real important as a preventative to get people out. Huh?
Yes, smoke alarms do save lives. There's countless lives been saved by people just having a smoke alarm waking them up. What we recommend is you have a smoke alarm in every room that someone's going to sleep in, including your hall and living room areas. If you can't afford one, call your local fire department, and we can go put one in for you at no charge. And if you're not in the city limits, just give us a call and you're not sure, and we'll direct you in the right spot.
Right. And most fire departments have those right now.
Yes, every fire department in Terrebonne Parish has.
And they're not
have them.
expensive, right? I mean, you can buy them from Lowe's or Home Depot,
Yeah, you
at
can.
a relatively decent price. They seem to come in duals now, where they also have the carbon monoxide.
That's correct.
Sensor. How does that work? That they'll smell, or they detect carbon monoxide and smoke?
Yes, it's actually two different detectors into one. You have the smoke alarm side of it, and then they also monitor for carbon monoxide. So that would be your gas appliances. Usually will put off carbon monoxide.
And is that something people need to check and worry about?
Yes,
well?
absolutely. We don't see as many carbon monoxide calls in the summertime as we do in the winter.
Right.
With people have their houses tighten up and they're running their heaters, so we'll see a lot more carbon monoxide calls. One thing to remember, though, it is hurricane season.
Right.
So if you're going to run your generator, make sure it's far enough from your house, because during Hurricane Ida, we experienced a lot of calls, either people running their generators underneath their carports or even inside their homes sometimes, and causing carbon monoxide issues.
Yeah, I think we might have talked about this. I think it might have been after Katrina. Anyway, it was the storm. Might have been Gustav, actually, thinking about it now. And we had a group of people, and they were worried about getting the generator stolen. They put it in a locked garage.
Yes.
And they didn't wake up, unfortunately. So that's something you need to worry about. It needs to be outside, and hopefully you're watching.
Yeah, in a well-vented area.
Hopefully people aren't stealing generators, but that was a bad area. Even if you're putting it right outside your door, it could have the same effect. Though, right?
Yes, depending on which way the wind's blowing at the time.
Yeah, so that's always. What about this time of year? Last year we had some of those marsh fires.
Yes.
This year it seems a little wetter, maybe.
It is a little wetter. We had a lot more rain. The tides have been higher, so we haven't had any
Which
problems.
is not great, but yeah.
Right.
But from a fire standpoint, do we worry about fireworks, that kind of stuff? Is that an issue?
Yes, it's still a concern, especially if we have dry conditions for a few weeks. I know 4th of July is coming up, so we just want to be mindful of the dry conditions if you're going to pop fireworks.
Yeah, you might have some leaves in the gutter, and fireworks might fall in the gutter, and those kind of things can happen. Well, Chief, thanks so much. Appreciate your update.
All right, thank you.
All right, we'll be right back with more Bayou Time right after this.
Every day, thousands of people hit the road heading towards their dreams. But sometimes those dreams collide with a harsh reality. Auto accidents with 18-wheelers can change lives in an instant. That's why you need the experience and expertise of St. Martin & Bork. With over 50 years of experience, St. Martin & Bork have fought for justice for the victims of truck accidents.
If you've been in a wreck with an 18-wheeler, know your rights.
Call St. Martin & Bork today to schedule your free consultation.
Jack Bay down to Point Ocean, Thibodeau to Grand Caillou, HTV's part of you. Bayou Black down through Dulac, Southland Mall to City Hall, we'll bring the news to you. Raceland, St. Charles, Bayou Blue, Morgan City and Assumption too, where sugar cane is grown. So much to see on HTV. Stick with us 'cause we're your home.